we're getting ready to read Little Rabbit Couldn't Sleep. You like that book? You think it's cute, Scarlett?
Uh-huh.
It's by Beth Shahjan, illustrated by Sarah Arnold. We're going to read this, and it looks like a cute little book. Little Rabbit Couldn't Sleep. I wonder why Little Rabbit couldn't sleep. We'll find out. See Little Rabbit? Little Rabbit couldn't sleep. Now, if this is a short story, we'll read another book. In the day, the sun is there, warm and bright. But when night comes, the sky hangs low, dark and empty. If I fall asleep now, there'll be no one to watch over me, thought Little Rabbit. I'll just have to wait for the moon. And so he did just that. Think he's going to wait on the moon? The trouble with being so tired and sleepy was that he didn't know exactly when the moon would come. Little Rabbit waited and waited. More time came and more time passed, and the moon still hadn't came. He thought he'd better ask someone how much longer he might have to wait. Little Rabbit, this is my first day ever, said a small flower in the field. Maybe I will have grown into a tree by the time your moon comes. That sounded like an awfully long time, thought Little Rabbit. But Little Rabbit thought he had better ask someone else just to be sure. Look deep into the water, shimmering a little lake nearby. Maybe your moon has fallen in and can't get out. That didn't sound like what he wanted to hear. Little Rabbit thought he had better ask someone else just to be sure. See, Little Rabbit? Why don't you walk with me? Twisted a long and winding path. We can find out where I'm leading, and maybe your moon is at the other end. That sounded like it might be a long way. Little Rabbit thought he had better ask someone else just to be sure. Dropped the book. You like that, don't you? That's silly. Let's see. I dropped the book. That's not good. All right. That was the winding road, winding path. Okay. I've just blown into these parts, breezed a wind that had picked up. Who knows, I might be a big fierce storm by the time your moon comes. Well, that didn't sound like something he waited for. Little Rabbit thought he had better ask someone else just to be sure. So far, everyone's telling him that it's going to take a while for that moon. We can't see your moon yet, rumbled the great rolling hills, and we can see far into the distance from up here. That didn't sound very promising. Little Rabbit began to think that the moon might not ever come, and he was getting awfully, very, very tired. And then, from behind the hills, carried by the wind, along the twists of the path, reflected in the lake, shining on the petals of the small flower, the most perfect moon slid into the night sky. Look! But Little Rabbit had fallen asleep, because dreaming of the moon would watch over him through the night. Aw, he fell asleep waiting on the moon. Look, Little Rabbit fell asleep. He was a tired bunny, wasn't he, Scarlett?